Lucky Philip Dube was a South African reggae musician and Rastafarian. His record sales across the world earned him the best-selling African Musician Prize at the 1996 World Music Awards. In his lyrics, Dube discussed issues affecting South Africans and Africans in general to a global audience. He recorded 22 albums in a 25-year period and was Africa's best-selling reggae artist of all time. Dube was murdered in the Johannesburg suburb of Rosettenville on the evening of October 18, 2007. Lucky Dube was born in Amelo, Transvaal, now Mpumalanga, on August 3, 1964. His parents separated before his birth, and he was raised by his mother, who named him Lucky because she considered his birth fortunate after a number of failed pregnancies. Along with his two siblings, Thandi and Mandla, Dube spent much of his childhood with his grandmother, Sarah, while his mother relocated to work. In a 1999 interview, he described his grandmother as his greatest love, who multiplied many things to bring up this responsible individual that I am today. Dube worked as a gardener in his younger years, but later decided to go to school in order to improve his economic prospects. There, he joined a choir and with some friends, formed his first musical ensemble, the Skyway Band. While at school, he discovered the Rastafari movement. At the age of 18, Dube joined his cousin's band, the Love Brothers, playing Zulu pop music known as Mbekanga. The band signed with Teal Record Company and recorded the album Lucky Dube and the Super Soul, and Dube began to learn English. In 1986, together with his cousin Richard Saluma, Dube released the Afrikaans album Die Capstaan, followed by the EP Help My Crap, the same year, under the name Umhansi. On the release of his fifth album, Dave Siegel, who became Dube's sound engineer, encouraged him to drop the Super Soul element of the name. All subsequent albums were recorded as Lucky Dube. Around this time, the singer noticed that fans were responding positively to some reggae songs he played during concerts. Drawing inspiration from Jimmy Cliff and Peter Tosh, he felt the socio-political messages associated with Jamaican reggae were relevant to a South African audience in an institutionally racist society. He decided to try the new musical genre, and in 1984, released the mini-album Rastas Never Die. The record sold poorly, around 4,000 units, in comparison to the 30,000 units his Mbekanga records would sell. Keen to suppress anti-apartheid activism, the regime banned the album in 1985 because of its critical lyrics, such as in the song War and Crime. Dube was not discouraged, however, and continued to perform the reggae tracks live and wrote and produced a second reggae album, Think About the Children, in 1985. It achieved platinum sales status and established Dube as a popular reggae artist in South Africa, in addition to attracting attention outside his homeland. Dube continued to release commercially successful albums. In 1989, he won 4 OKTV Awards for Prisoner, one for Captured Lave the following year, and another 2 for House of Exile the year after. His 1993 album, Victims, sold over 1 million copies worldwide. In 1995, he earned a worldwide recording contract with Motown. His 1995 album, Trinity, was the first release on Taboo Records after Motown's acquisition of the label. In 1996, he released the compilation album Serious Reggae Business, which led to him being named the best-selling African recording artist at the World Music Awards and the International Artist of the Year at the Ghana Music Awards. His next 3 records each won South African Music Awards. His 2006 album, Respect, earned a European release through a deal with Warner Music. Dube toured internationally, sharing stages with artists such as Sinead O'Connor, Peter Gabriel, and Sting. He appeared at the 1991 Reggae Sunsplash. Uniquely that year, he was invited back on stage for a 25-minute-long encore in the 2005 Live 8 event in Johannesburg. In addition to performing music, Dube was a sometime actor, appearing in the feature films Voice in the Dark, Getting Lucky, and Lucky Strikes Back. Dube took reggae music and used it as a platform to promote racial equality within South Africa during apartheid. He used the musical genre to frame his arguments about colonialism and the African slave trade, and how he felt that Africa should be reclaimed by the black race. On October 18, 2007, Lucky Dube was killed by armed robbers in Rosettenville, a Johannesburg suburb, shortly after dropping 2 of his 7 children off at their uncle's house. Dube was driving his Chrysler 300C, which the assailants were after. Police reports suggest he was shot dead by carjackers who did not recognize him. A state witness additionally claimed that he was targeted under the false notion that he was Nigerian. 5 men were arrested in connection with the murder. 3 were tried and found guilty on March 31, 2009. 2 of the men attempted to escape and were caught. Dube's convicted killers were sentenced to life in prison. Subscribe for more content.